Oh, sorry. So calculate is a very simple function, and but with the calculate function, we can do the complex calculations, right? It's one of the most dynamic functions. That's what we discussed. And also with the calculate function, we can add a filter. We can modify the existing filter context using all function and all except functions and all selected function. Today, we are going to continue with the all related function. And the all function here, these guys. And also we discussed about the order of evaluation. Look here, in this case, compared to all the other things, right? The all function, it will get evaluated first, and then this one will get evaluated. And finally, this one will get evaluated. So that is what we discussed. The last thing is this one, okay? And also we have a calculate table. Before we jump into calculate table, we will take a look at the important functions related to all. Just go here. Okay, here the first column is category. In this case, I have used the quantity. Okay, in this case, I've used the quantity. Let me, I think this is different from what we have seen. Many have not a problem. It doesn't make much difference. I just go to the other one, the next one, page 3, just to help you to recollect whatever we discussed. And in this case, what I do is I just remove the quantity and I just go ahead and pull the sales column as usual. Okay, in the all orders, we have something called all function, all orders. Yeah, here I have used the total sales orders for. Okay, here what I do is I just use total sales. Okay, here I don't have the total sales. One way it is good for you to recollect whatever we did it. Okay, so look here, I just do it from the scratch quickly. And the modeling tab, I just go to the new measure. And here I just say total sales. So total sales is equivalent to sum of sales. Okay, I'm using measure only, right? Okay, I don't know why it's not showing the sales. Let me just, okay, this is related to sales amount, right? Okay, let's do sales W04, okay. It's not yet complete, okay. And here I just say sales W04. So you don't have to type the table name. Simply if you, okay, the column name was sales, but the first letter was capitalized. For example, if you just simply type sales, that is enough. Okay, and if you scroll down here and you will find it here and just press enter, select it, press enter. You don't have to type it everything from the scratch. Press enter. Now my measure total sales is ready. This already we discussed. Okay, it might be discussing the same thing again. It'll be boring. Okay, what I will do is I just pull this and I just drop it here. The total. So just for our reference sake, I just pull this one. Now what I do is I just remove all these things. Let's start with the simple one. And here in this case, all orders, I'm going to remove it. And here percent all. So this is actually good. The total sales and sales. Anyhow, the sales. What is the difference between the sales and total sales? Sales is an implicit measure, whereas this is an explicit measure. So we have created a measure to compute the total sales, the 113K, right? Sorry, 1 million, right? So 1 million, 1.13 million, 1.113 million. In this case, both the columns, right, gives the same value, but the difference is the sales in this case is an implicit measure. Okay, and when you simply drag and drop the sales column here, what happens is Power BI automatically finds the sales breakdown by category. In furniture, what is the total sales we made out of this 1.13 million? The same thing here. Okay, so I just remove this total sales column here. It will cause confusion. Okay, what I do is here, I just start with the all measure. You'll see all measure. Okay, here the all orders is there. I just simply take this one and I just copy this, okay, to save the typing time. And I'm going to click on the new measure. Today I will share you this file. Sorry, the other day I was getting a lot of calls from office, not able to do it. I will send you the file today. Total sales. You remember we have created an explicit measure called total sales. I simply reuse this one. Instead, I could have typed sum of sales amount, right? So, I don't want to do that. Okay, again, I don't want to type the same thing. Instead, I'm going to reuse this measure which which I created a while back. The next step is all sales W04 category here. So here the parenthesis is not required. That's the reason why it got highlighted in red color. Okay, and here what I do is I just I keep this one in line with the total sales, the all, okay, so that it will be readable. So in the real time scenario, when you become a developer or a data analyst, make sure that your code is more readable. Okay, don't keep it something like this. Okay, and uh, it will not be good. Okay, it will be messy. Okay, so now it looks good. Okay, and all sales here, all sales. The all function will remove the filter on the category column. We discussed in the last session, all function not only remove the filter, the implicit filter, it also removes the explicit filter. Okay, because most of them, they get confused with this one. That's why I'm repeating this. If you've already, if you are able to understand, then please bear with us. Okay, it might annoy you by repeating the same thing because this is a very important concept. Okay, look here, and in furniture, this is the total sales, and all sales is this is the one. The overall sales is repeating across the rows. And the next step is the percentage sales, percentage of sales. Okay, I don't have percentage sales here. What I do is, in the interest of time, I just go here and I just use this one. See percentage. Look here. So this is where it is available. Okay, all except and all function percentage of sales. Yes, all total sales measure. Look here, I just copy paste this. I'll explain you. Don't worry. So you need to be, a bit smart when it comes to real-time scenario. So once you get into the real-time projects, right, already many scripts will be there. But when you start reuse the existing one, look here, I just reuse the existing one, right? The previous script, I just copied this one. Here, what I do is here all sales, right? Yeah, all sales. So all sales, total sales is already available, which I created it, right? This is a measure. All sales also another measure that I created it. So now what I do is I use a divide function. In the divide function, in the numerator, total sales divided by the overall total sales. Okay. And if I drag and drop the total sales, what will happen? Along with the category column, when I drag and drop the total sales, what happens in this case? It will give this sales breakdown by category. But when I use all sales, it will simply ignore the filter. Okay, I just drag and drop this again so that you'll be able to understand. I just copy this. I don't know, so I should share it then and this. So that's why the postponing will always cause problem. Okay, here what I do is, for your sake of understanding, I just put this one here, percentage sales, and here I just highlight it and so make it bold, and here I just make it like this. So what is this total sales? Sorry, all sales you need it, right? All sales. I just click on this. So this is the one I used it, this logic. And here I just reuse this one and I just say the same thing. 16 is enough, I think. Yeah, we are done. So in this below thing, right? This is the logic. One second. Let me just select this one. Okay, the all sales, this is the one we have used. So the all function, remove the filter on the category. So what is the difference between sales and all sales? In this case, I just dragged and dropped the sales column from my where sales underscore W045. And what happens? Power BI automatically gives the sales breakdown by category. But all sales, I have created a measure. Okay. In this measure, what I say is, please don't give me the sales breakdown by category. Instead, you print this total category across the rows. Why? Because I want to take each and every row sales value and divide it by all sales. So I'm using a divide function. Got it? So now what I have to do? I have to use the percentage of sales all here. Look here, this is the other measure I created it. So in this measure, this is what the logic I use, divide. I just drag and drop this here. So it gives me the percentage of revenue contribution by each category. Good. Next one is we will quickly work on a simple assignment. See, this is the assignment. So now we wanted to know the total sales made in United States. This one gives us what? This one gives us, one second. I just increase the font size. This font size is too bad, right? So I see. Okay, now it's visible to you all. Okay. Now we wanted to work on this assignment. We don't want to see all the countries' sales. We are very particular about seeing only the United States sales. And also we want to see the total sales made in cities like San Francisco and New York of United States. And then you need to find the sales percentage for these two cities. Okay, out of total sales in United States, what is the percentage of sales in San Francisco and percentage of sales in New York, and then the total sales made in these two cities of United States between these dates. How can I do this one? We will work on this simple logic. Okay, sorry, the simple assignment, so that in the real time scenario, how you can do this one. So what we will do is, see, now I'm mixing up, in the middle, right? So I did not continue with the all selected function. All selected we have already covered. Probably, okay, I just complete the all selected and then we will go back to this assignment. Okay. And okay, so now what we will do is I'm going to do the all selected. I just quickly go here and I just pick up the code which I wrote it here. In the interest of time, all selected. Okay. So here what I do is, this is my working copy. Here I just go here and click on the new measure. So okay, all selected, total sales. Okay, everything is fine. And let me just, okay, this is a team category, that's why it's getting confused. And here we are not using that function, so that table, you remember it here. Dim category is the table. In this report file we don't have dim category file. Okay, but we have sales W04. In this table we have category column. So hence you need to make sure that you are specifying the correct table name. Okay, so in the real-time scenario, you'll be working with more than one fact table also, or more than one table. Okay, in that case, more than one table can also have the category column. And so make sure that you are selecting the proper table name and the column name. Okay, next I just click on it. All selected. Okay, no error. Cool. And I just click on this one. I just drag this and drop it here. Now my all selected measure is also looks similar to my all sales thing, right? It repeats the overall total across the rows like all sales. Now what I do is I just go and click on the slicer, and I'm going to create a slicer here. In this case, I just category, right? I just select the category here. I just put here. Okay, here if I select furniture and technology, only when you use a slicer and when you make a selection, you will get to know the difference between these two measures, right? So in this case, all sales, it repeats the overall total. Overall total means all these three category put together. What is the total? Repeats that, and all selected measure, it gives me, it repeats the total visible items sales, visible categories totals. What are the visible items? Furniture and technology. So all selected, like I discussed, it respects the external filter, but it yet disregards the internal, the implicit filter, right? So that is what all selected. Okay. So now what I do is I just go and unselect this one. Okay, fine. Now we are done. And I just probably I will just reduce the size of it. It looks very big. Okay, we'll create some border so that there should not be any confusion. Border, just visible border on, and okay, cool, is good. And here also I'll just create some border. Reduce the border properties. We don't see any border here. Visual border on. This is for your reference, but don't put it like this in the real-time scenario. Okay, so you need to match with your design document. They would have mentioned all this logic there. Okay, next we will quickly get into this one. We will take a look at what is the total sales in units. How can we find out? We can use a the calculate function, right? So this is the assignment. Total sales made in United States. How can we find out? I'm going to use card visual now, and I'm going to create another measure. Okay, in this case, what I do is, in the interest of time, I just take the total sales. I just simply, this is not going to help me in any way. And here, yeah, so here it is not, but anyhow, I will create a new one. But if I copy paste this, you will not be able to understand. For me, it is okay since you are beginner, right? For the first assignment, so this can help you to understand how to solve the problems which I'm going to give in the near future. Okay, this Tuesday also I'll be sending the assignments. Now watch carefully. Total sales in United States. Okay, here I'm going to use calculate. So you might be asking this one. So I can use the filter slicer. So why should I use this one? Slicer, I can use it. Okay. But you need to display the United sales value along with the all filter and other things. Okay, and to overall sales I need it. So here what I do is, okay, instead of using this one, total sales, I don't know why it's not coming up automatically. Okay, I'm in the wrong, am I? Okay, I think I'm in the wrong thing. No, this one, yeah, I'm in the correct file only. Total sales. Okay, now it displays that thing. Okay, total sales, comma, filter. I'm going to use filter function. And here what I do is, since it goes more than one row, I just, how did I brought this down here? I just show you here. So I just typed it. You need to press Alt key in your keyboard and press enter to bring it to the next line. And then you can use the space bar, okay, or tab here and filter. And then here what I do is, and I just press enter. So, oh, sorry, if I press enter, it will get executed. I don't want to execute this one now because I have not yet done. So what I do is I just what I do, right? Say here I just press the tab, but automatically put something else, add columns. That's okay. I just remove it here. I'm going to use the all function, sales underscore W04. And in this case, I'm going to use country here. Okay. In this case, country, comma. Next one is alt enter. The next one is here, the country is equivalent to United States. I intentionally do the same mistake so that you should also be familiar with the, how to troubleshoot. Troubleshooting is also one of the important thing. You should be good at troubleshooting. And now thing is, okay. And this all functions, look here, I made a mistake here, right? All is a function. Hence, it started with the all followed by the all. You need to specify open parenthesis and make sure that you are using the closed parenthesis. You can use more than one column also, but in this case, only one column is sufficient. Now look here, my cursor is here, right? After the closed parenthesis, my cursor is blinking. That means with that, we are able to understand this closed parenthesis for this one. This is for this one. Okay, we have closed this the thing here, filter function, we close it here, but calculate, we have one more open parenthesis there. Make sure that you are typing another thing. Okay, look here, so this one got highlighted. When you type this one, what happens? The corresponding open parenthesis. So for the overall thing, so right, entire thing is wrapped by calculate. Inside the calculate, I have used the filter function. The filter function ends here. Okay, fine. The filter logic ends here. Inside the filter function, the all function, I used it. Look here also all is a function. Hence, it should start with open parenthesis, end with the closed parenthesis, right? And everything is fine, but only thing is United States got highlighted. There is something wrong here. You remember what is the mistake here? Double quote. Instead of using a single quote, we are supposed to use a double quote. Make mistakes and try to fix it so that you'll be learning a lot. Now we are done with this. We will see if there is any error. Nothing, right? Good. So now our total sales in United States is ready. Total sales in United States. Okay, total sales, and this is not this one. Okay, this is the one I created now. I just put it in the this because I don't want to mix up this one here, and I just want to show you here what is happening here. Okay, in United States, the total sales is this one. Okay, if I drag and drop the United States here, what is going to happen? If I drag and drop the total sales in United States, it gives me the breakdown. So out of the 2 million sales in United States, how much sales we made in furniture, how much sales, each category, it gives me the breakdown for the overall United States. Okay, this also we discussed in the last session. Here now I have used the filter function. So now we are done with this first assignment, total sales in United States. And we went one step further and we just moved the total sales in United States into this table visual. It gives us the breakdown of the sales across these categories for United States. This is for all the countries put together. This is only for United States. Okay, fine. The next assignment is total sales made in cities. New York City, San Francisco. We are very particular about the San Francisco and New York City. So what I do is I just go and select this one and I just close this and I just click on the cross here. Look here, because I need a search here on the, look here on the right, corner. Okay, total sales, right? So I just want to click on it, click cross, it got closed. So now what I do is, okay, I just go to the modeling tab and I'm just creating a new measure. I'm going to reuse the same measure of my United States. Look here what I did, I just selected this one and here, comma. So I want to check the total sales in the cities, San Francisco or New York City. Okay, and or New York or filter, the filter function. Again, I'm using it and press enter. And here I'm going to use the all function. And then here sales underscore W04 city. Now I'm going to use the city here. So make sure that you are using the double quote. Okay, San Francisco. Got it? Okay, I'm done with this. And the, sorry, you need to make sure that you are closing this and then Alt press enter and then put the closed parenthesis here. So now it is so readable. And this one, we can make sure that inside the filter, we put this logic filtering condition. This is your filtering condition. And here in this case, if you give this filter is different, this filter is different, and then calculated sales, right? So now we want to see the total sales. This measure is already there. Total sales in San Francisco and San Francisco. This called as SFO, San Francisco and NY. Got it? I just go down here and then press enter, or you can click on the tick mark here to execute this. And no error, cool. Total sales in San Francisco. That is the measure here. And what I do is total sales in San Francisco. And I just go and create another card visual. And I just move this down. This one shows only the total sales in, sorry, total sales in San Francisco and New York. So in United States, this is the total sales, and San Francisco and New York. Okay, we are done with the two assignments here. You can also drag and drop this here. So now you know, right? So in San Francisco and New York put together, what is the sales breakdown across this category? We will get it. Okay. And the next one is what is the next assignment? Or the third one is, you can ignore this at this moment. You know very well, you are already familiar with this one. And the fourth one, total sales made in cities, San Francisco and New York of United States. And between these two dates, how do we deal with the date? How do I do the filtering with the date? Okay, for that, what we will do is, this one, we will reuse the same thing. And I just put this one here. And what I do is I Alt and Enter, I press it here. And here you can see this one. And at this end, I put comma here. And then next one is, probably I will copy this one till this thing, right? It's already there. Oh, okay, good. So, not this one, sorry. One second, I took the wrong one. And here, yeah, this is the one I should have taken. And here the new measure. Assignment 3. Okay. So, but in the live scenario, don't type like this. Okay. Give some meaningful name. Okay. Here, I just put another comma here. And the next line, what we do is we will use the filter function again. And then I just use the all function sales underscore W04 order date. What is the order date? I just picked up the order date. Since all is a function, make sure that you are closing, you are using the, you need to, close this with the closing parenthesis. And then the next one is order date, sales underscore W04. And where is the order date? This is my order date. And in this case, I just use greater than sign and date function. I'm going to use something called date function to filter it. This is very much important. And so year, in the case of date function, we have to give the year, month, and date. In this case, you want to extract starting from Jan 1, 2012 to 31st December 2012. That is what we need to do. In this case, and okay, because we wanted to filter the data from 1st Jan 2012 to 31st December 2012, right? You're not supposed to use or, so and is important, okay? Between these two ranges only you want to filter it. So what I do is Alt and Enter and sales W04, the same order date. I'm going to select it here. Okay, you need to close. Okay, here you don't have to close it. And here, greater than, can I use greater than here? Greater than date. Year 2012, comma 12 month, okay, and then year date. Year, month, date format you need to give here. In this case, I've given it correctly. Okay, the next one is, since it's a date is a function, start with followed by the date. You need to specify open parenthesis and close parenthesis. You need to specify it here. And now for this filter, we need to use one. See, for this filter, look here, when I click the filter, automatically other filters got highlighted. So this one started with open parenthesis, closed parenthesis. Inside the filter, you need to put all the things. Hence, it requires one more parenthesis here. Got it? So fine. So this one is for the overall calculate. So the all these filters, we have used it inside the calculate. Hence, you need to make sure that you are putting a corresponding closed parenthesis for this one. Now let us see if this is working fine. What I do is I just go here and I use the delete key to, okay, fine. Everything is fine. I just click on the tick mark. It will get executed and see what happens now. Do we have any error? Good that we did not have any error. So what is my assignment here for 2012, for the entire of 2012 in the United States, especially in the New York City or the San Francisco, or we use this symbol and this symbol, either this or this. Supposing you don't have any sales in New York City, that is okay. Still, you go and select San Francisco, right? Either this condition is true, or if this condition is true, right? In these two conditions, if any one of them is true, you fetch the data, okay? But had I used ampersand here, that means and, then you should have data in your city for these two cities. Supposing you don't have any data for New York City, and if you had used ampersand here, this condition will fail. It will not return anything. Instead, if you use or, it will check, okay, New York City, I don't have any data, fine. Do we have at least any value for San Francisco? Yes, there are some records it has San, but in our data set, we have data for these two things, cities, okay? Now I just clicked on here, what is the total sales in assignment 3? I just click on this. Okay, and no error. I just close this and I just click on the card visual. Card visual helps me in this case to check the values, right? This kind of a testing kind of thing. We can use it, but some situations we'll be using it as part of a report. Total sales in United States. Okay, 1 second. Let me just total assignment 3. Okay, I just put this one here. Look here. So what is this? Total sales in San Francisco and New York. What is the total sales for the year 2012? Got it? So this is how we need to filter. So work with the date column also. Okay. So this is the one we'll share it to you all. Okay. You just practice it at least today or tomorrow. Good. Next, what we will do is we will jump into exploring all except functions. We have understood what is the difference between all and all selected with this example. But literally don't go by as soon as you drop the values here, don't conclude all and all selected are same. But in addition to that, when you use a slicer, right, you will get to know the difference between these two: furniture, office supplies, and technology. When I selected it, the values of all sales in the all selected gets changed. It is not same, right? Okay, fine. Next, I quickly go and create another measure called all except. Sorry, not for the all except function. I'm going to create a new measure. All selected, right? So what I do is I just simply copy paste this. But I would suggest, since you're a beginner, don't copy paste it. You will tend to make mistake. But once you understand how to modify it, right, then it's fine. So here what I do is all except, and here everything is same, but here only thing is I need to use the all except. But if I use all except, it will throw an error. Let's say all except. Okay, and at the end, when I press enter, it will see already it got highlighted, right? There is something wrong here. Okay, it gives us warning sign, something wrong is going to happen. Okay, so now what do we do now? So why, this error are we getting it? Don't panic. You just, move this one and keep the cursor. If you want to know the syntax, what you do is you just type it one more time, delete it and type just, this one, and it gives you the syntax. All except syntax is different from all function as well as the all selected function. In this case, you need to specify the first argument as a table name. This is different, right? On the contrary to all and all selected. In this case, you need to select, specify the table name, comma the column name. In this case, the column name is category. I'm going to give it, and I just press enter. All except measure is ready. Now the error went off because I did not specify the table name. Okay. This might sound odd, right? Strange, weird. Okay. But don't worry. We will see why. There should be some reason, right? Maybe Microsoft, they would have given that option for some other purpose. All selected measure. If you see here, all the three measures, all measures related to all function, all selected function, it repeats the overall total. At the first sight, you might tend to think, all these things, functionalities are awesome. It is not same, but when we use the slicer here, we were able to understand, these two are not same. Earlier, that's it. That is what we understood. So now we could see that the all okay, 1 second. So all selected. I used mistaken. I just all except. I should have used all except measure. Okay. So now we have used the all except measure. If you compare the measures, look here, the all selected and all except, these three measures. If you compare this, and what is the difference? Now I have selected these two values. Yes, after applying the filter using this slicer for the furniture and technology. So we are able to understand there exists a difference between all and all selected, but all except is not same, right? All these three are not same with this. But when you unselect the values in a slicer, you will tend to think everything is same. But after applying the filter using the slicer, we can make out all these measure all these functions, all function, all selected, all except are completely different. Okay, we understood the difference between these two, but what is this? And if you look at this value and this value, right, these two are same. Okay, these two are same. Okay, what is happening here? In this case, look here, I just select this one. In the case of all except, so what happens is remove all the filters except on the category column. Remove all the filters. In this table, you know very well, in the sales W04 table, we have a lot of columns are there. Sales, quantity, profit, categories, country, city, like a lot of columns are there. Remove the filters from all those columns except category. Okay, that means, keep the filter on the category column. Okay, so in this case, the category column, is the one we have used it, right? So in this visual, the first column is the category column. So what happens is it applies the filter on the sales column here, sales value, total sales. Okay, it's same as this one, right? More or less, it is same as this one. Okay, and the next one is we are going to. So don't. I think I put everything here somewhere here, not here. What I will do is, I think I had put it everything here. Page 1, measures used. Okay, what I will see here, I put everything here. Okay, it's kind of a summary page. This you should be able to understand. Let me just right click on it. Okay, and I just. Okay, so I just select everything, Control C. And here I'm going to put this one here. I create a new thing here and I make it the page 1. I make it as a page 4 will appear as a first one, and I just copy paste it here. And here I think I need to use the shapes, not shapes, text box. Click on the text box, Control V. Look here, all those things I was able to copy it here. And here I just expand this one. All the logics I put it here. Okay, and you don't have to spend time in doing the typing all the things. Simply you can copy paste it from here. And also it helps you to understand what logic I used it with. Okay, for example, we have related measure, all the things, right? You'll be able to understand once you start work on it. And the next thing is all except, and here, okay, in the interview, they'll ask you this question. So what is the difference between all and all selected? Hope you should be able to tell very clearly, right? All gives you the overall total of all these three categories. It repeats that, okay, across the rows. Whereas all selected, it gives the overall total of your visible items in your matrix, and it still disregard or it ignores the filters on the category column, but it respects the slicer. Okay, and that is the one. That is the difference between these two. And the next one is all except. All except is it removes the filter on all the columns except the column that we have used it. So in this case, we have used the, one second, I just put it along with this visual itself so that you will be able to understand very clearly. All except, look here, this is the what, or this is what I used it. So in this case, category column, I used it, right? So in that case, what will happen is it will not ignore the filter for the category column. It retains the filter. So that means the default filtering, the initial filtering context will get applied. So it respects the internal filter, furniture category, furniture technology, and also it respects the outside filter. In this case, external, and internal filter is respects. Okay, fine. You are able to understand all except. The next question is, okay, if all except, let's say they give you a scenario. My first column is category and second column is sales. And in this case, we use all sales and all selected. So then when all select, all except gives same as the sales value, then why should I use this one? What kind of scenario you can use all except measure? In this case, what we can do is the same as this one, right? So here you can use some filter condition. What is the filter condition here? All except measure. Here, what I do is I just hold my control key and press enter, and then I just move this. And 1 second, I just push it here. All except. Very good. And the next one is I'm going to use something like comma. And here what I do is, okay, here, yeah, just above this, I'm going to use some filter criteria. Okay, and here I just use let's say the same thing, country or city is equivalent to, what is that? My favorite city, San Francisco. San Francisco. Okay, and come on. So I made one mistake here. Look here, the last one should not have the comma here. Okay, and I just press enter. Let's see what happens. Is this working fine or not? Cool, it's working fine, all except measure, right? So here, sorry, all except I have used it directly, right? I have overwritten it. So, okay, I don't want to overwrite this one because we want to compare it, isn't it? So what I do is I just go ahead and use some notepad temporarily. I just paste it here. And what I do is here, I just remove this one. I will leave it as it is. And then I just move it, press enter. Okay, and the next one is the modeling and new measure. I just reuse the same thing there. We are done. So this is for all except SFO, San Francisco. I just press enter. It is not giving me anything here, right? All except measure. So what is this? Okay, all except measure. Let's go and see what is the problem here, right? So here the total sales and all except I have used it. Okay, and all except SFO. Here I don't need this one. See, this one was not taking defect. Now all except measure is working fine. There is something wrong with the condition here, right? So can I use filter here? I just go and use filter and let's see what happens. filter function, and I just go and use close parenthesis. But even when I use the filter one, it is not working. The sales city is equal to, okay, fine. So the next one is, because it is something wrong with the syntax, right? Look here, if I delete this one, expression, comma, filter one, right? The second argument supposed to be your filter one. It cannot be your, like this one. There is something wrong with the data here. I just put comma here. Is this spelling correct? And someone tell me, Francisco, right? San Francisco. Okay, I just select it because yeah, here I use the same thing, right? The SFO measure is not working fine here, all except SFO measure. So what we will do is to verify that, I just use this one again, the chord visual, and here it will give the blank here, all except SFO measure. It gives me blank. Okay, let it be this. So this is one of the applications of the thing here. So usually, let me just check the city, right? San Francisco. I just go to the data view and sales W04 and then the city. Soumya, San Francisco. No, not that one. Soumya. So what I will do is I just type here and San Francisco. Just scroll down here and see what is the city here. San Francisco. We don't get San Francisco. Okay, Cisco. Okay, that is a mistake. Look here, if you make typing mistake, also it is not yes here. Even my favorite city, I forgot the name here. Okay, I just click on it. Because there is no city exists with that name. Hence, it is not giving me any value. Now you have understood, right? So non-programmers, look here. Fantastic. We are able to troubleshoot it. So you should be, good with the troubleshooting. Okay. So now it's working fine. So the all except can be used to apply a filter, specific. You want to add an additional filter. Look here. In this case, what we did, the category column, you apply the implicit filter, but on top, I want to add, in addition to the selections, whatever I made, in addition to that, I need to add, additional filter. What is the additional filter? San Francisco city. What is the sales you counted? So in that kind of situation, you can use all except. So first you need to tell them what is the difference between all except all and all selected. All is simply ignoring all the filters, internal and external. For example, you have an external filter called slicer, and you are using a table function. Okay, in the table function, the row filter, the default row filter and column filter, it will ignore it, and also it will ignore the external filter. That is what all selected is. It will respect the external filter, but it will not respect the internal filter. Okay, and you just think that way. Okay, and the next one is all except respects both external as well as the internal filter, but with help of all except function, you can add new filter condition. What is the new filter? San Francisco. Got it? That is the difference. But see, this is the one I'm talking about. Got it? Fine. So now you understood all these things. The next one is the remove filter. Okay, I just pause it to tell them. Okay, good. The next one is the remove filters. If you know more, it will be good. Okay, and here what I do is, in the interest of time, I just all selected, not all selected, all function, all measure. And here what I do is I just go to the modeling tab and click on the new measure. So what I do is I expand this and then I put the newly created measure, remove filter. Now this one, and this is the one. What is the difference now? Look here, this one and this one looks similar, right? And you know, this one and this one are dissimilar. You know, these three are dissimilar, and but these two are similar, right? The remove filter and all function remove filters. So it tells us very clearly, remove filter is an alternative to all function. You can use either all function or remove filter function. Okay. Then you might be asking this question: why then they introduce the the alternative function which does the same functionality of the all function? This is maybe right because of the syntax sugar, right? Syntax sugar is in this case also we need to use the remove filter, but for the sake of understanding quickly, right? So what remove filter instead of all is, you'll get confused, right? Remove filter, as the name suggests, it removes the filter on all the columns. Sorry, all the columns of that table. Okay, and like in the case of all sales, you can specify a specific column or the table itself. Okay, this I forgot to tell you. Look here. In this case, the remove filter. Here I mentioned the column name here. You can remove this column name. If you specify this, even the same thing is applicable for all also. Okay, all function. All function remove filters, both of them are same. In both the function, you can specify either the table name or you can specify the specific column names. In this case, what will happen is ignore the filter on all the columns of my sales W04. So all the columns is in the sense, the category is also one of the columns, right? It will ignore the filter on the category column. So remove filter all function, both of them are same. Okay, one why they given, maybe for readability purpose they've given, but at the end of the day both of them are doing the same job. Okay, got it? Fine. So next one is the key filter. I'm not going to go ahead with the key filter now. Okay, and next what we will do is the filter function. Okay, we already discussed about the filter function. For you people, the assignment is, I will just share this one. You just play around with this. And what I would suggest, right, you select any one of this visual. For example, this one, right? Or you start with this one. And SFO, and this is, when you select this visual, automatically it will highlight which column or which measure is used for this corresponding visual. So look here, it got highlighted here. You need to scroll down and see. You need to have patience. You just click on this here. This is the one we have used it. So here I have used the filter. Okay, and okay, the point what I'm trying to say is, right, you just remove the filter, all the things. Instead of filter, you just put directly like this. Okay, I put directly like this. You try, what answer you are getting it for that. Okay, is it first of all working or not? You need to check it out. Okay, the first condition is W0 country equal to United States, comma city, because these two are different columns, right? Comma city is equivalent to New York City, or you can combine these two things because these two are same column. You can combine these two things. Okay, and city country is equal to United States, comma city is equal to this one. You try it out. Remove the filter and remove all everything. Okay, and see what is happening. And they will ask you the question like, why do you need to use filter function? You can use the filtering condition directly like this, country equal to. But as this example, right? With this example, it is pretty clear that with the help of filter function, we can use all and all selected function. Here you can use all selected also. Okay, all function, you can use it with the help of filter function. Okay, and that is the difference between using filter function and without using the filter function. Supposing you don't want to remove any filter, in that kind of situation, you can directly specify this condition. Okay, that is how you need to answer it. But try that one, try to experiment that one after the other. And next one is the filter function. Okay, I first we will understand what exactly the filter function, what it does actually as the. Okay, next one is calculatable. Sorry, I forgot to discuss about the calculatable. So far we learned about the calculate function. The next one is the calculatable. In the case of calculatable, the first argument is an expression. So what is calculate? What is the first argument of your calculate function? The first argument here also the expression. See, in our case, we have used total sales, right? So total sales is a measure. But when you open the total sales measure, you can see an expression sum of sales. That is an expression. Here also the same thing, the calculate table, filter one. It is exactly similar to your calculate function, the syntax wise. Then what is the difference between these two? As the name suggests, this one will return a table. Okay, what do you mean by return a table? For example, we will be using this logic. We will use the same thing, okay? Calculate table. Okay, I just go and create another measure to learn the calculate table. Sorry, home ribbon. Sorry, modeling tab. You click on the modeling ribbon. And this is where you will find new measure, new table thing. I'm going to click on the, see in this case, I just clicked on the new measure. Let's see what happens here. Here, I'm going to use the calculate table function. Look here, when I just type CAL, automatically it gives all the functions that starts with cal, right? This is called code completion facility. I want to use the calculate table, click on this. Okay, when you click on this, what will happen is it gives you the syntax. See here in this case, not the expression table, first argument. Okay, sorry guys. This is a table. I don't know how, my people, when I ask them to do it, here it is a table. So that's why I mentioned table here, okay? And table and calculate table here, you need to specify, in my case, sales underscore W04, comma, and what you can do some filtering condition here. For example, yeah, I'm going to use the same thing. City is equivalent to San Francisco. To start with simple, let's not complicate more with this one. Okay, multiple columns cannot be converted to a scalar value. Look here. What is scalar? Scalar value is single value. Okay. In the case of calculate function, we were able to use the columns, right? Here we are using calculate table. So what I do is I just select this one. And in this case, I use the measure, right? I just close this one. Instead of using new measure, I'm going to use the table here, new table. Click on the tick mark and see, are we getting any error now? You're not getting any error. So what does that mean? Why am I not getting error now? Why did I get the error earlier? This is a table, calculate table. The first argument, it takes the table function and then it applies a filter, and this calculate table function returns a table. Hence, you need to use the new table, not the new measure. Remember this. Intentionally, I made the mistake. Okay. So now you understood, to use a calculate table, you need to use new table. Got it? Pretty simple. Okay, now how can I see the thing here? Look here, you go to search and calculate table, your measure. Look here. But if you see here, the calculate table measure is there, but next to that, we don't see the measure as it is, right? It's something different. Look here, when you create any measure, you can see the calculator icon. Look here, all except next to that, you can see the calculator icon. Similarly, all except, all select all these things, you found something calculator icon. Whereas in the case of calculator table, you can see the calculator embedded on top of the table. So this is a calculator table icon, okay? And here you cannot see, for example, if I create something like this, and if I drag and drop this, it will not work. Okay, it will not work. Why? This itself a table. So to view the content of this one, you need to go to the data view. And if you look here, the first one got selected by default, calculate table measure. Okay, it's not a measure, actually it's a table, right? And in this case, it created a table itself. But in this table, it holds only the San Francisco related data. You just click on this down arrow in the city and then you check it. You don't see any more city. The calculate table returned a table. In that table, as per the filtering condition, whatever you specify, you just selected the subset of the data from your sales underscore W0 table. What is the subset of the data? This subset of data is related to the San Francisco city. Okay, and that is what the calculate function is all about. And we will take a look at the filter function now, and then we will compare and contrast with the calculate table. And with that, I will wrap up. I hope you are all exhausted with this one. Recording, we will check. I just